Okay, so they released a patch, I think, yesterday, a couple of days ago, that supposedly, oh, fuck. Yeah, 17, and today is what? Today is the 19th. So 2 days ago, they released a patch for the game that supposedly fixed the performance issues, so we're gonna check it out. So now we're gonna go back to 4K and see if the game is able to maintain. Well, they still haven't added like DLSS, unfortunately, or even an FSR, option. So we'll try no dynamic resolution 4K, and then after that we'll try 1440. If the performance is bad or not perfect, then we'll go to 1440 with no dynamic resolution. Because 4K is always hard to, to accomplish without DLSS. But the thing is, like, DLSS actually does look better than native 4K. So the AI's delusion made the made things look a lot better. Let's see. Make sure there's no delay. Okay. So we'll try this first. Everything's maxed out. All settings turned on. FOV is 100. A philosophist. The enemy seeks to destroy our way of life. Oh no. Oh well, the game is still loading, so. Alright, so it looks like this is probably like about 30 FPS. 4K with no. I got about 40 FPS. So this is no dynamic resolution, so everything just running at raw 4K, with everything, with all the settings maxed out. There's some hitches there, so you get on average about 40 FPS. Alright, so it's not gonna be a good way to play the game. Alright, so we'll try dynamic resolution now and see if it bumps it up to 60 FPS. It looks like it's already up to 56. There's always this thing where it hitches, I guess because it's trying to load all the assets. But looks like it's 60 right now with dynamic resolution on. And you can't tell where they're sacrificing details actually, so the implementation is pretty good. So it might be playable now with at 4K dynamic resolution turned on and everything maxed out. And as a reference, I'm on an i9 900K, I think, and RTX 3080 with 32 gig of RAM. And I have this installed on my SSD. It's still not instantaneous. Alright. So we'll continue playing for a little bit with this setting. Yeah, it's not perfect. You see the drops and shit. But maybe because it's still loading assets, so let's see.
Spacer's choice takes care of its own. They start asking you for some medicine, come tell me. I'll set them straight. Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
So did people change the reviews after the patch 2 days ago? Because this game is like heavily bombarded with like negative reviews, and that's the problem with the way that Steam handles user reviews. People like can do that to a game when based on the game's performance. The last time I played this, you can check out the first session. It's not that bad. It's not bad enough to justify a mostly negative rating on Steam. I think the problem is, of course, people don't have like a good gaming rig. They can just jump in there as soon as they know there's some issue. Then of course, yeah, it's the game's problem. Yeah, the game needs optimization, true, but if you play it at 1440, if you have a 4K display, if you play it at 1440, dynamic resolution on, you have a decent rig, it would run fine. So it didn't justify the mostly negative rating. Let me see if Space's choice. I don't disagree that the game needs a performance patch. Yeah, but I wouldn't give the game like a negative review. It's still mostly negative. 27% of 370 reviews are still negative, and which reminds me actually of a situation where um, I know that um, I know an actual instant where a person has PC issues, and then they tried getting a game on Steam, and then the game doesn't run, and then they blame it on the dev. When that person has a issues with their PC. So yeah, that happens too. Sometimes, and that's the problem with the way that Steam handles reviews, because especially in a PC environment, not everyone's using the same setup. Um, issues can be discussed, I think, and uh, mentioned in the forums, but it shouldn't be something that's prevalent in the way that the game is reviewed. And this is something that I think Epic has handled beautifully on the Epic Store, because for you to review a game, you have to really play the game, and they pick people at random to ask questions about the game at the end of your session. It's a brilliant way actually to get a real feel about a game. Now the problem with the Epic store is, of course, it doesn't have a user forum right now. I think a user forum is important, so that if there are consistent issues with a game, or a game, then it can be discussed. Then you have to make sure the developer is part of the forum. Make it a mandatory thing if you want to publish games in this store. You need to make sure that you open you manage the forum for your game. So where people can address all these issues. But to bombard the game with like mostly negative for no reason at all, because as you can tell from my previous session with the game, I didn't have a problem with it. I think if you have a decent rig, this game probably would run fine. But then again, in a PC situation, there are a lot of people using a lot of different setups, so, and that's where the problem is with the user reviews on Steam. So and they did put like with the recommendation that they have on the store, recommended hardware, I think it's it's okay. You know, it's they didn't ask for anything crazy. You know, and they did fix the game eventually. You know, I think you need the RTX 4090 really to run anything native 4K. You know, even though the see, here's the funny thing about Nvidia. They promised that 4K greatness, right? But like during the RTX 3080 launch, or the 3000 series, they promised that 4K fidelity and great performance at 4K, but you can only accomplish that with DLSS. You know, without DLSS, a game, you know, modern games are difficult to run at 4K. The great news there is DLSS actually does look better than native 4K. But you know, if, nowadays if you want to run, like, if game doesn't have DLSS or doesn't have FSR, and FSR actually is fine too, and doesn't even require you to have an NVIDIA card. You know, but I did notice that if a game has a DLSS and FSR, it does run and look a little better on DLSS. But here's the thing, you know, if you want to run something raw 4K, I think even because judging from the reviews that I've, you know, the performance issues that I mentioned about, like, say, even Harry Potter, the new Harry Potter game. I think even this game, even people with the latest and greatest graphics card are having issues. So it's an optimization issue. We know that. But you know, to run something raw 4K, you know, it's really it's expensive. You know, even if you have a 4090, 4080, they want you to use the DLSS 3.0 that they started to roll out for a lot of these games. You know, that has like better visual fidelity. I guess I don't have DLSS 3.0 to look at the difference. You know, but and I think all they did with DLSS 3.0 is just added another layer of the AI fixing um, pixels, how they're supposed to look, how everything's supposed to be presented, but it's like a double layer of that. So it might look a little better. But the regular DLSS 2.0, whatever, 1.0, 2.0, it's fine. You know, I know they're trying to sell a new hardware, you know, with the 4000 series. But I think it is disappointing that they're not working on, like, improving the DLSS so that all cards that can use DLSS can use every version of DLSS, you know, but, you know, whatever. So, I mean, this game doesn't even use DLSS. So I'm sure that even, like, if you have a 4080, 4090, you know, just trying to run raw 4K is always going to be a challenge. So, but they have the dynamic resolution here at least. And like I said, I don't even notice, like, where they're blurring things or where they're dropping resolution, because everything just looks great. So the implementation of this is pretty good, of the dynamic resolution here. So okay, this guy has been wondering why I'm just standing here and not doing anything. So
please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
I can show you my hands.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
It's funny. It's barber and an undertaker. Not undertaker. The other guy.
Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
Oh, they just call him barber. Barber does both.
Go ahead. come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours.
But if you really think about it, that's what we're doing now, you know, in certain places, like in the US.
Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having any work. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You mean you're broke?
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
I like that line. I remember laughing at that line like the last 2 times I played this. Never finished the game though, but I played all the way up to them getting on the ship. Both times. And one time I got to the station, the next area, and then that's when I stopped. That's quite some quality drama. That's some quality drama, Conrad. He should audition.
Thank you, no. I despise the serials. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Hang on, medical rights?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Just give Silas an IOU.
Not a bad idea. But I need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
I'll let you know if I think of anything.
Much obliged.
It's so disgusting. There's so much blood and shit. Oh, it's clean on this side. Oh, that mirror. Oh, it's that mirror's up here. It's funny how the mirror is like not down here so you can see your own reflection. So he works on the corpses on one side, and then he works on the hair on the other side. Okay, more a mortuary. Letter from Phyllis. Conrad, receptionist shot himself. This is bad. Company is going to have to call it for what it is. Destruction of Space's choice property. Eugene was an asset and somebody has to pay his body price. This is gonna ruin us, so I was thinking that we pawn off his teeth. Eugene had a full set of gold teeth. Heirlooms passed down his family or something. You're processing his body, right? Just dig around and pry them out. We sell the teeth somewhere nice and quiet, use the bits to pay his body price, and nobody's the wiser. What do you think? Don't write back. In fact, don't talk to me at all. Just give a special signal next time you see me. Waggle your eyebrows. Phyllis G. can't steal any of these. Can you talk to him?
What can I do for you?
I'm looking to repair my ship.
A ship? Dear me. You seem to have lost the ability to distinguish between reality and fantasy. This is what happens when you let your imagination run wild. I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit, corrosive to the mental faculties. You ought to let the vicar take a look inside your head.
You a vicar?
Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism like a soothing balm upon a feverish head. Or so you'd expect. You'll find him in our local church, probably neglecting his duties.
He doesn't seem to like him much.
He doesn't seem to like us much. The vicar has not been with us long, and in his relatively short tenure in Edgewater, gives off the distinct whiff of superiority. Go ahead. What can I do for you?
I know about Eugene. Why not use his teeth as collateral for your gravesite fees? Oh. You have medical,
You know about Eugene? How?
I'm a mind reader.
You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
You're going to have to.
Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. What can I do for you? Go ahead.
We'll just leave the FPS counter on for a little bit.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me.
I go where I want.
Hey, keep it down. That kind of talk's bound to put sights on the both of us. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are going to talk.
Why? What's going on here?
Figured it was obvious. I got sick. Couldn't get better on my own. Got moved here for everyone's sake. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got.
How did you get sick?
First, I started feeling real low. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't wake up on time. Started showing up late to my post. Morale was flagging. I was showing doubt. Company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
That's ridiculous. You can't blame yourself for things like that. It's a little late for that.
I'm glad you see things my way, and not for nothing. But I appreciate you giving me the time of day. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell. I don't want any trouble.
What? I missed the opportunity to use my medical skill? Fuck. Ew, it's so disgusting. What? Maggots?
Boss won't let us have any Adrena time.
Maggots everywhere? God damn. They just pee in the pot. Oh.
Hey. Move along.
I hate that I can't. Well, I guess now I know. Because like the first because this person's dead, I can just take everything. Okay. Like now I know that I need to just choose or whatever that's available, because I did that with like the first guy that you met in the cave. You know, I was able to go back and select something else. That was the only reason why I didn't select that option immediately. And now I miss out.
I don't want any trouble.
Can you just let me use my medical skills on you? No. Fine.
Spacer's choice takes care of its own.
Uh-oh, the FPS is dropping. Something happened. Oh, there you go. I think it's them just trying to load assets. I think it's the issue.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside those walls. You ought to know that.
Huh? I don't get a lot of visitors.
Oh, what's going on here? That's not good. They got dead people in the back alley. Okay, I got weapon mods. Yeah, sometimes like when you're turning, but I think this problem was also in the original release, if I remember correctly. The game just was never really that smooth. Yeah, I think the FPS starts to drop when it's trying to load up a new area or something. Oh, that's a lot of shit. And a plasma rifle.
Something got you down?
Nothing. Just don't want to fall sick.
Spacer's choice takes care of its own.
Staying on?
It'd be nice to have RTX here, huh? With all the reflective puddles here. Oh, what's up with all this
Any rations yet?
little fog?
Few whole cans of salt tuna.
Mist. Close your door, Barber. Taste the freedom with Spacer's Choice, now with extra added artificial ingredients at no extra cost.
Cannery could use those.
Nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, there is. We can have another 0G.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try. So we know now that the game can be at 60, but then it will drop. Seems like whenever, sometimes when you're turning, like it's trying to load something, because then after that, then everything's fine. Yeah, I mean, it apparently still have work to do here. But, or have DLSS implementation or FSR. But we'll try, so now we'll try no dynamic resolution and 1440. and see if we can have a steady 60 and see if if it improves on the hitches also. Oh,
Never seen you here before. You a visitor? Welcome. On behalf of the Spacer's Choice family, let me welcome you to where am I again?
you're drunk.
What? No, I'm Winslow. Lester Winslow. Says so right on my permanent record.
Just don't vomit on my shoes.
Oh, it's fine. I'm only on my third bottle. I don't start heaving up my guts as long as I can count to 3. Company lets me imbibe as much zero-G brew as I can afford. Even gave me a discount on account of my injury. You jealous yet?
You were injured?
Yep. Got my mid stuck in a rotor wheel. Shredded my wrist up real good. Conrad went and sewed up my hand, but I couldn't do much about the pain. Boss was real generous to me, though. Got myself a 5% discount on zero-G brew. After the second bottle, the only pain I feel is emotional.
5%? That's nothing, bro. You sound like you need a surgeon.
Hey, Conrad's a surgeon. Well, he's a barber. That's like surgery, but for your hair.
How would you be? It's like surgery, but for your hair.
Hmm? He's been rambling about some colony ship. I wonder what that's about.
Somebody's been rambling about some colony ship. Wonder what that's about.
Carry on.
Just gotta keep our heads up. Sorry, I got a lot to do.
I don't have time for this.
Oh.
I don't know you.
Well, whenever you do stuff using your skills, actually you get XP, so might as well do it. Alex Hawthorne, Captain of the Unreliable.
Uh-huh. The Unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here.
Something going on here that I should know about?
Am I that easy to read? Yeah, we've been having some problems lately. Loyalty issues, lines in the sand. I know where folk in Edgewater stand. But you, I don't know you. If you're gonna have a drink, I'd like to ask that you do it within the premises. Can't have you taking drinks over to those deserters.
What's this about the deserters?
Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you?
You want to talk to Reed? I want to talk to Reed. Where can I find him?
Do you now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? He's a busy man. You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down.
You say that like it's a good thing.
It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't deserve to live here. Simple as that.
There was something else I wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
So what's your story?
I don't see how that's any of your business.
I'm not trying to judge you. I'm just curious. Bitch.
You're the first to ask after me in some time. I'll give you that. But I don't have a story to share. My family's worked Spacer's Choice for 2 generations, and I've lived in Edgewater just about all my life. Wanted to work in the sciences once upon a time. Would you believe it? That was a wild fancy. Glad I disabused myself.
You had a dream of being a scientist? What happened?
What happened, you ask? What always happens when you're dreaming. I woke up. I just didn't have the brains for it. Asked too many questions. Wasn't suited to the work. So I did the right thing and worked the life I was always meant to live. Now that I'm behind a bar, I can ask all the questions I want. Important ones. Like, when are you going to pay your tab? And would you like another round of cold, refreshing 0G?
Asking questions is the foundation of science. The best scientists ask too many.
Don't talk to me that way, please. Spent many years disabusing myself of that notion. Don't need you putting it back in my head. Lab work ain't for me. Never was. Never will be. Spacer's Choice put me where I belong, and for that I am grateful.
You've been scrubbing dishes all your life?
What's wrong with that? It's good, honest work. Pots and pans don't scrub themselves. Glasses don't fill themselves either. Unless you're in Byzantium. I hear everything's automated there. Not that I'll ever find out.
Sounds like Spacer's Choice took care of you.
They did. They gave me a life. Gave me a purpose. This is where I belong.
Thanks for the story.
Not so fast. I told you about my life. Your turn to tell me about yours. So, what's your story?
You wouldn't believe it if I told you.
That right? Prove it.
I'm an alien spirit of pure ether, inhabiting a human body to learn about your kind.
Oof. You knocked your head in the cannery, didn't you? Injuries come out of everyone's pay. Says so right there in your contract. So, you want to tell me what your story really is?
A crazy scientist stranded me on this planet with no way out other than a broken down ship.
Sounds as if you've been keeping questionable company. Or spinning a tale? You're right. I don't believe you. I'd advise you to keep that story unsaid. Don't want people thinking you're a loon.
What if I told you I just got shot into space by a crazy scientist?
Ugh, is this the start of a joke? If you want me to laugh at your jokes, it's a 3-drink minimum.
I'm not joking. My escape pod landed in the hills on top of a guy.
Look, I don't know what you're blathering about. If you took a blow to your skull, you really should settle down with some 0G. Anyhow, whatever happens outside the walls is not my business. Only deserters and marauders wander out there, and I cannot tell you which I revile more. My world is these 4 walls, that door, and a row of mugs that need cleaning.
It almost sounds like you're afraid to go outside.
Let me make something clear. Spacer's Choice has been real good to me. The town's been real good to me. I start gallivanting around outside the walls, poking around in places I shouldn't be, learning things I've got no right to know. People will talk. Won't ever catch me asking about the world outside. Else the town's gonna say Amelia's gone soft. That Amelia's pondering desertion. I don't want that.
I think it's a mistake living your life on everyone else's terms.
There you go with that thinking again. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's dangerous? I've said enough. People come here to drink their problems away. If they wanted to face their problems, they'd go see our vicar.
Oh, let's see what she has for sale, though.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm contractually obligated to recite company slogans to any visitors. We'll get you mostly drunk at half the price. Spacer's choice. Coming right up.
Your merchant skill is equal to the value of your best dialogue skill and is used to negotiate prices when buying and selling from vendors. Oh, we got a lot of shit to sell. Dehydrated water tablets, water without hydrogen or oxygen. Why is the thing stuck on MagPick? Okay, there we go. Weird. Injectable healing enhancer. I think you can use your armor to get materials, though, right? So I'm not gonna sell them. Saltuna, special blend of herbs and spices packed in oils and loaded with sodium. Meat base health plus 25. It has dual description. It's interesting. Like, you have a description on the right, and then description in the little pop-up. Tarmac and cheese. It's not real tarmac or real cheese. Made in space. Jerry brew. It's always the first ingredient is salt tuna and some filler added. Lichen lager. Algae. Oh, you can repair shit. Oh, we don't even have money right now. So how do I sell junk? Is a whole okay. Square. I sold some junk, apparently. Oh, junk is over here. Okay, alright. Okay, we're gonna check out your living space here, madam. A lot of stuff, but I don't want to steal. Yeah, we still get those the hitches. Oh, is this her bedroom? She has a nice living space. It's very nice. I mean, I would live here. Well, you can steal as long as people don't see you. And it's fine. Right? Like if I steal this, yeah, nothing's gonna happen because nobody saw me. And doesn't impact anything. So yeah, I mean I can basically just steal everything in this room. But I need to make sure that I'm... Oops. Oh, how do you do that? Oh. How do I look at my inventory? Oh. Select. Keep your office equipment in tip-top shape for superior company efficiency. And I just wanted to see what's in my inventory, or where's the weight limit. Okay, it's only 30 pounds right now. So maybe I should steal that laser. We can definitely get the cartridges. That's fine. Get her light pistol. Yeah, she got a nice place. This is a nice house. No wonder she's pretty happy with doing what she's doing, because a small model spaceship. This model made of metal and wood and a generous amount of pungent resin. Perfect for a collector or just a child who dreams of adventures among the stars. I think that's just... Oh, no, nobody's here. Yeah. I think that's just junk though, right? Yeah, it's junk. Okay. And then we can sell it back to her. Hi.
You tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Coming right up.
Not buy back. I want sell my junk. So we can get 3 bits selling this back to her. That's funny. She didn't even notice. Oh, I think that's the bathroom. No? Yeah, restroom. So maybe the hitches are not as severe at this lower resolution, but it's still there. Oh, this one requires... Okay. I remember this too. It's like, I've never opened that door because I keep forgetting to come back here, you know? Okay. So the hitches are less severe. So now that we've tried that, now we're going to do 1440 with dynamic resolution, which is something that you can do before, and it plays really well. Before pre-patch, that it was pretty smooth. Okay, so let's try this and see what happens. Wanted, Bert Burley Cotton, from the Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, a writ of execution, effective immediately for Bert Cotton. Former vicar stationed in Edgewater Vicarage, no longer in good standing with Halcyon Branch Order of Scientific Inquiry, at large and dangerous. Wanted for destruction of company property, murder of company workers in good standing, sedition, and unauthorized use of medical supplies. See, stuff like that, you know, I can understand maybe in the description, but like in official documents, it becomes, I don't know, it becomes just too jokey. You know, like murder of company workers in good standing. I think they should just stop at murder of company workers, and we understand that that's considered a violation of property or whatever. I mean, they can sell that whole notion in the conversations with the people, you know, but then they went overboard with trying to make the game like really satirical, I guess, and it becomes too jokey. it kind of ruins the mood for me. I understand what they're trying to do with the corporate, everything's so corporate in this world, but does it have to extend into like official documents and stuff like that? Because why would they say something like that themselves? We understand the implication just from talking to the people in this world, but everywhere. Oh, did I even finish reading the whole thing? Generous bounty. Payment on delivery must sign your name. Okay, Constable Reyes. Mechanic terminated for his position. Okay, it looks like it's just the same thing, just different people. Oh, Doc Maribel. Is this the person that you eventually talked to at the greenhouse? Physician. Dereliction of duty. 2 parcels. Disappeared from Edgewater with 2 parcels on Draina time. Okay.
Wish we had some better rations.
I know how you feel.
Somebody's been rambling about some colony ship. Wonder what that's about.
Better ration? Or do you want better rashes? Oh, here's Rise. So yeah, I think the difference performance-wise now at 1440 with or without dynamic resolution is very negligible. So oh, what is this? Oh, this is like the same thing, but just in digital format. May I? You can just go in here and sleep. In supernova difficulty, you can only rest in your own bed. Okay. Supernova difficulty.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free.
She's missing. The color actually is similar. Like underneath her armor, and then on the background, the background wall, the bottom part of the wall is green, and then underneath her armor, she's wearing a green vest. It almost looks like it's like there's nothing in between her shoulder pads and her chest area. That's funny. But yeah, you can definitely see the work that they've done on this game, improving it graphically with the details, all the armor. Actually, there's a lot of texture details now. And I think they also did something with the face where you have more speckles and little details and shit instead of just like flat. I've got some questions for you if you don't mind.
As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
So who do you work for, Spacer's Choice or Edgewater?
If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life. I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serve Spacer's Choice.
So you're basically a bureaucrat.
Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. The bureaucracy is a noble profession, but not all of us are gifted enough to serve in it.
Dang. Does the name Phineas Wells mean anything to you?
His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Looks like there's a bounty on his head.
You're correct. An outstanding bounty has been posted for information pertaining to the whereabouts of Phineas B. Wells.
If the board's paying, I'm willing to collect on that bounty.
Unfortunately, the arrest of Mr. Wells falls outside my authority.
Oh.
I enforce the company policy of Spacer's Choice in the region of Emerald Vale. Wells is wanted by the board. If you have information related to the location of Phineas B. Wells, you are required to submit that information to your nearest board authority.
Okay. Alright, so who do I have to talk to?
Any information regarding outstanding bounties and wanted criminals should be directed to Mr. Udom Bedford. Mr. Bedford's office is located on the Groundbreaker.
Udom what? Groundbreaker? What's that?
Halcyon's original colony ship, now repurposed into a space station. Mr. Udom Bedford represents the board's interest on the Groundbreaker. Something else I can do for you?
Sound kind of nice there. If you need help with your Marauder problem, I'm for hire.
As a Spacer's Choice constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
You want their fingers, you don't want their penises. Just a thought.
Me needing nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Just the way it goes, I suppose.
Nothing but saltuna for a year. Oh god, that's so disgusting. Like salmon, but it's not even really salmon, right? They put like other stuff in there. There's hardly any real salmon, right? They just call it saltuna. But I mean tuna, I mean not salmon. There's hardly any real tuna in there. Oh. I didn't mean that. Sorry. Wait, modification. Pick up mod and style upgrade the item. Mods can't be removed once they're used, so put them in your favorite gear. Jacques weapons are built in discerning warrior who want a custom personalized weapons, just like everyone else. There's a pop-up that I missed. I don't know what it says. Okay, so this is the light pistol that we stole from the lady. 110 DPS. Okay, it's the same fucking shit. Oh, this is worse. Okay, 73, and this is But if you want a melee, it's cooler to use a staff. So let's break it down. Okay, and then repair. Tinker. Oh, that's modify. What's the difference between modify and tinker? Tinker, what? Tinker. Oh, this is just gonna upgrade your weapon, and this is to add mods to it. Okay. So that one has the best. What is it? Light assault rifle. Yeah, might as well. 150 cannot be removed unless you're an engineering virtuoso. Okay. Just to play with it, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, 216 DPS. They're gonna get fucked. Welcome, Hull Compy. Here are 3 open trouble tickets. EG Lotus serial failure on startup. Dang it, Clancy, you just got back on your feet 2 weeks ago. Now that you got feet, but you know what I mean. Sounds like his stator is off axis again. We'll clean out and reset. Clancy's gut got caught and all pulled out, likely an account of someone trying to restart him over and again. Need to rewind all the coiling in number 4. Okay, stator's working, but there's something else off. Have to wait until it's quiet and spin him up for a listen. Failure of main cannery production line at heat processing. Oh, it's been an hour. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break here. Likely as not, Bess got ingestion from being made to eat something she ain't made to. Again, heading over now. Priority administrative reset low by executive level admin rule applied by Thompson or. This is that girl's workstation, right? The girl that we meet over at Thompson's. That's where we can just pick up everything. They're so lazy to program this. I mean, like they could have programmed this like where you can pick up everything for free once you've met the person. She got a nice house though. She got a nice workshop and place to stay. Yeah, she got a big space. Must be nice. Look at this. Look at all this. Oh, what's a toss ball blocker? Check out the second floor. Let's all go downtown. I got back doing nothing but hanging around. Well, I could be missing. You know it looks alright. There is no one already kissing. Look at this. Baby, when you start to bleed, you look so sweet. Maintenance division. So they get like a living space, you know, for all of these. Well, except for the barber doesn't have a living space. Well, there is a locked door, so maybe that's where his bedroom is. But this is a lot of space for just one person, you know. Indumati left Edgewater today. She's been reassigned to Terra 1. I kissed her goodbye at the platform and asked if I'd ever see her again. We both knew the answer was no. Look up and think of me, and as I look up and think of you. Oh, she's a lesbian. Robert, they wouldn't let me keep her. I know you will raise her with love. Perhaps... Oh, is it... It's her daughter? No. Perhaps more than I would make time for. You're patient and present in a way that I'm not. The company says she has no name until you give her one. Her name is Parvati. They tell me her birthday will be set on the date she's legally delivered to you. She was actually born on July 7th. Make her feel special when I can't. She liked it when I sang to her. It was only the only time she stopped crying. Indumati. So Indumati is her mom. And this... Oh. So this is the husband saying, kissing her goodbye. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was Indumati. I thought it was, what's her face? Parvati, the one kissing somebody goodbye. I set up last night reading through the Young Spaces Guide. Almost started reading it aloud from habit. It's been 10 years, but I still have parts of it memorized. Reckon I'll take the next volume into work at the cannery. There's an unused office where I've been taking my lunches. May as well read the whole thing again. Okay. Well, I raided your place, Parvati. You got a nice place here. You're spoiled. I mean, you even turned some of the workspace here into like a private area, you know, it's... But this is the real workspace, is only here, you know? This is the workspace. And then she gets to keep a home that's attached to the workplace. So, maybe this is like a little office. Yeah, nice setup. Must be nice to get that job, you know? Yeah. Alright. Let's all go downtown. So, you know, when you reduce the resolution, the hitches are not as severe. But like I said, using the dynamic resolution versus not using dynamic resolution at a lower resolution, and with everything else maxed out, negligible. So might as well just not use the dynamic resolution. So I'm just gonna keep it at this setting. 4K with dynamic resolution is playable if you don't mind the hitches. The hitches are definitely more severe at high resolution. I think it's just they're loading something. Sometimes when you're turning, something is popping up somewhere. I think maybe that's the problem. And thinking back, I think the game has never been that smooth to begin with, like the original game. There's always like some hitches, if I remember correctly. So, but yeah, they did patch. The patch worked. Definitely, I've seen performance improvements. Trying it at 4K raw, 4K with dynamic resolution, 1440 raw, 1440 with dynamic resolution. I think before the only solution to make this game run nice was 1440 dynamic resolution, and that will get you a pretty consistent 60 FPS. But now you can do 1440 raw. You can do 4K with dynamic resolution only if you don't mind the hitches, but you can, but it stays around 60 for the most part. So yeah, they definitely fix some of the issues. They need to continue because maybe they can do something about these hitches, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna stop here. But it's definitely very playable now. It was playable before. And it was fine before, you know. I mean, fine in a way where you can definitely play and enjoy the game, but they needed to optimize it, and they still need to optimize this more for sure, you know, because this game shouldn't have these hitches and stuff. But it's very playable and it looks great, so I'm gonna keep playing it now. Hopefully we'll get another patch soon. So. Oh, I need to go in and out of a building or something for it to save, right? Not a building, but the whole settlement. So we have to exit here, and it will save the game. Let's see, when was the last time it saves? I don't know when that is. It doesn't give you the time. I'm sure it will when you transition out. Oh, that's great. Terra on Monarch. Ruth Bellamy. Okay. Yeah, last time it saved was like 4 minutes ago. But I wonder if that's when I actually went in. Yeah, and here's the problem with some. I think with the Unreal Engine anyway. It's like the Unreal Engine is notorious for not loading up textures like immediately. Sometimes you will see that something is untextured, and then like a second later, and then you get the textures on. So I think maybe it's an engine issue. You know, just the engine that they're using for this game. So, you know, Unreal Engine has always have that issue, that problem. You know, the newer Unreal Engine stuff is a lot better about that thing. But yeah, I remember playing like Gears of War. You always get stuff that's with no textures on it, and then like a couple of seconds later, the textures actually get all of a sudden loaded onto the object. So I think this engine has always been problematic. But yeah, so I think it saves when I went into this house. So, but for some reason it's not giving me any icon indicator anywhere that it's auto saving. So it's just strange. Anyway, we'll play this again for sure.